do Gemmies, and then afterwards we'll do one more energy check too. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so Gemmy, this is your read, babes. Okay. I'm gonna take this away for now, y'all. Now let's get it over with so that we're finally done for October, y'all. And the slate is clean. We can restart. I'll probably move on into the water sign reads. Like, we'll do the elements, which are 4 more readings, and then we'll start over again for November. Okay. So this is your reading, Gemini, now through mid-November for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. If you fall under any of those categories, stick around. You're going to get some messages in here. If you're a Sagittarius, because that's your opposite sign, stick around. You're going to get some messages in here. If you're dealing with a Gemini, if you're a cross-watcher, karmic, karmisha, or Quantitan Ho, stick around. You're going to get some messages in here. Okay? So let's see what is actually going on. Let me get my decks out, y'all. All right. All right, Gems. What is the overall spiritual energy? What is the overall spiritual energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node? Loyalty. And at the bottom, we have extreme opposites and jealousy. Okay. November could be significant, or life path 11 or 2, life path 9, life path 4. Somebody could be born in 94. Somebody could be 45 or 54. Somebody could be 31. Maybe November 31st or November 13th could be significant. What is that? Sagittarius and Scorpio. Those signs could be significant for somebody. Somebody's name, first, middle, last. You, who you're dealing with or who they're dealing with, could be I, V as in Victor, or G, first, middle, last. Somebody here could be jealous because somebody's a leader and they don't like it. They're extremely opposite of this person. So a lot of times, you know, people look through the lens of like, you know, they get triggered if they're unhealed, y'all. Seeing something in someone else that you don't possess yourself. And instead of, you know, looking inwards and realizing, well, why is that person triggering me? Because they're not actually doing anything to me specifically. They instead project that it is their fault. There's something wrong with that person, obviously, because everything was fine before that person came around. You know what I mean? It's not, but that's not what the problem is. Because that person didn't technically do anything to try to, with the intention of malice to hurt anybody. They just are themselves. But for some reason, there's somebody jealous here that's extremely opposite that sees this person and they're like, it triggers something inside of them that they don't have themselves, but the other person has, whether it be confidence, whether it be the creativity, whether it be whatever it is, leadership qualities. It could be anything. Maybe somebody's loyal and somebody isn't, and they're jealous because they're not loyal. They're unfaithful. And somebody here is loyal, but they want to appear like they're loyal, but they're not really. And then they see somebody that is really loyal. Something to do with loyalty, y'all. Also, I just heard luxury in my head. Maybe something to do with luxury. Maybe somebody does things for money, y'all, and they're not loyal. What can I burn, Gemini? Burn it. Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn it. Your soul is calling. It's time for a death and a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them, Gemini. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Okay. All right, what gemstone or crystal would be helpful to meditate or pray with for Gemini now through mid-November, please? Amazonite. Okay, there is a lot of electromagnetic energy in the air caused by various things, microwaves, cell phones, etc. This stone acts as a filter for that pollution. It opens the throat and heart chakras. So maybe somebody here has trouble speaking up for themselves or saying something that's on their heart. This blocks the heart chakra. This blocks the throat chakra. So somebody could become quiet and not have any, you know, maternal energy or feelings for themselves or others, which is always bad. This will help with that. Okay, allows you to see and speak your truth without the static of everyday life drowning you out. Get that ass Amazonite, y'all. Okay. What else is going on for Gemini? Okay, delightful dear. This is about enlightenment, connection, and divination. Bless me with your sharp sense of sight. Somebody here is a visionary. They have some kind of vision here. We also got the spunky squirrel here. Somebody who's prepared and practical and they know how to manifest. Help me guard the things that matter most. Master of all hidden treasures. So maybe there's some kind of hidden treasure or talent like regarding this situation. I'm getting heavy earth energy. Heavy earth energy. That earth could be significant. The element. Okay. So let's see. What is money and career looking like now through mid-November for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node? What does Gemini need to know? Oh, that's your energy. So there's going to be some kind of sudden change here. Okay, maybe it has to do with not cutting something or someone off. Yeah, somebody's not going to stop doing something. So there's some kind of sudden change here. It could have to do with arts. Fun, something fun or creative. Okay. Somebody didn't get any help getting this job, perhaps. They did it all themselves. They didn't get any assistance. They did it all themselves. They didn't stop either. Somebody's not on their life purpose, though. Somebody's business is not going to take off. Somebody's not going to rise above money issues. So, butterfly represents transformation, y'all. So there needs to be transformation here. But somebody hasn't wanted to get their hands dirty. We just did a reading recently about somebody not wanting to, I think it was Leo. About how somebody didn't want to put their fingerprint on something. They didn't want to put their hands on. It was more like hands off, but they still wanted what they wanted. But it's like, go watch it, basically. Okay. Because there could be a message in there that pertains to this. Somebody here, there's some kind of change here, a transformation taking place, which is good. And something creative could be significant for someone. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's get a rune. For Gemini, let's get a rune for Gemini. Gemini, now through November. Okay, Ansus. This is about the mouth, the word. Dedicated to Odin, this rune is that of wisdom and communication, creation, confirmation, singing, poetry, magic, incantation, inherited from the gods. Somebody here has a spiritual gift inherited from the Most High. It's part of their DNA. It's part of their life path, their soul contract. At the bottom, we have the mother in reverse. So maybe there's a toxic matriarch energy that doesn't like this. Something's not pure. Something was resisting transformation. Somebody is not fertile. Somebody is not with ideas or creativity, or they wanted to block this. That's not gonna work out. Okay. That's a no. That's blasphemy. Let's get a suggestion card. Okay, Gemini. Mental mini vacation. Create a mindful transition from your workday to your home life using a simple visualization practice. A mental vacation. This technique, okay, Taurus got this. Maybe you're going to get a message in Taurus's reading as well. Okay, this technique helps you leave behind work stress and immerse yourself in a calming environment. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in a peaceful, relaxing place, such as a beach or serene forest. Visualize the details, the sound of the waves, the rustle of leaves, or the warmth of the sun. Allow yourself to feel fully immersed in this environment for a few minutes. Focus on your breath and let any tension melt away. This mental break can significantly reduce stress and refresh your mind, preparing you for a more enjoyable evening. It's on point? Okay, good. All right, who should Gemini be aware of now through mid-November? You're a writer and you draw, you write poetry. Okay, wow. So this is definitely for you. Okay, let's see you. Hang in there, Gina. After the Gemini read, if you're still here, I'd love to help you with that. Right now, we're in the middle of the Gemmy read, okay? You do crystal art. Ooh, beautiful. I'd love to see it. DM me. I'd love to check that out. Okay. Let's see. Who else should Gemini be aware of? Ooh, not very good energies. Who else? Who else? Okay. We're going to go over the negative ones, Gemini, and then the positive ones, okay? Okay. Okay, negative energies you're going to want to look out for is a damsel in the reverse. Somebody waiting for a knight to provide for them. Seduction by romantic illusions. It's not real. They just want what they want. A queen in reverse. Somebody that becomes arrogant when authority is challenged. Controlling and demanding. Not a real queen. An entitled brat that pretends to wear a crown. Okay, we have an engineer in reverse. Somebody that has a reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Gross. So somebody who thinks very linear and intellectualizes everything to the point of dehumanization, okay? We have somebody here that has an obsessive passion that harms other people, self-destructive devotion. So this is somebody that even, they harm other people as well as themselves even with this obsession. And y'all, I'm just saying, we did an energy check before this. If you were here, if not, it was very disturbing. And much of the time, the energy check, it intertwines with whatever sign we end up doing. So I don't know if Gemini, if you're involved in like a cult that like, you know, tries to destroy people out of frivolous reasons for life insurance policies, but that's what I was getting. And for the energy check, so look out for that, because that's really fucked up in the head. Okay. And it was like a toxic matriarch involved, which we got the queen in reverse, so that could be that. Very arrogant. Okay, so the positive energies of Gemini to look out for now through November are somebody here that delights in the arts without having to be professional. So this is somebody that could be amazing at something artistic that hasn't gotten a college degree, for instance. Okay, most artists haven't gotten a college degree. Okay. They don't need one. You don't need one for that. You can have one, but you don't need one. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So this person doesn't do things for superficial reasons. And with the rune that we got, it's something that's inherited from the Most High. It's part of their soul contract, which means it's part of their divine purpose here while on Earth. Okay, so it's much more than anything superficial. It's not to be famous. It's not to, you know, that's what I mean by that. It's more than that. It goes much deeper than that. Okay, we have an Avenger, somebody that has a desire to balance the scales of justice, what is fair for all, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. So maybe somebody was treated unfairly, and there's somebody here that is an avenger of justice. Somebody here that has a willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt them. They don't care because they have like an internal compass. Okay? Wow, Steph. This might be your message. We have somebody here that has a virgin energy to their spiritual energy. Somebody that maintains a symbolic purity of heart and spirit. They don't have to be physically a virgin, but spiritually they are. Okay? So those are beautiful energies, whoever this is. Alright, so let's see. What do we need to know for Gemini before we jump into the